Hi, this is Brian from the Vintage Type, and this video is on how to install a ribbon. And it's a pretty simple process, but it's easy to kind of overlook a few of the small details. And if you buy a ribbon and spools from me, it'll come in this package. And I didn't seal it up or anything, but it'll come like that. So you get 2 spools and nice wet ribbon, so your hands will get all goopy, all stained. So there's this. So I'll just set this aside. And what somebody had done is they put a 9/16 ribbon on here, and that's for the 9 and up. And I want to show you, this is a reproduction of an instruction manual for number 9. And it says right here, putting on a new ribbon, and the width of the ribbon should be 9/16. And so there's a quick view of what it should look like. Of course, that spool is full and that one's empty. And the way you do that is you put, and you can do it on the sides on a number 9 that takes a 9/16 ribbon, and your ribbon drive will be here, or on a 5 it'll be here. And this one's out of adjustment, so it doesn't go all the way to the right side. It just stays to the left and goes in the middle, and I'll show you how to adjust that. I just realized it does that, and it's pretty easy. It's just a turn of a screw, and over 100 years there's probably quite a few screws that have been turned on this machine because somebody didn't quite know how to adjust something, and that's perfectly normal. Somebody wants to get it working and just doesn't quite know how. So let's start with taking the ribbon off, and I'll see if I can get this in the neutral position and wind it. Okay. It's not going to go in neutral. So I think I will show you. Nope, it's locked on one side. Yeah, it's locked. So guess what? Let's make that adjustment first. So, okay, get this out of the way. So we're going to fix this ribbon drive. And what it is, underneath, it's this piece right here. And this is an adjustment to lengthen or shorten this. So that screw. Right here, there's that little little dip in this arm. So you want to put that in the dip, and then you see how this is engaging that spool, or this side, this gear. So what you want to do is loosen this screw, okay, and put it and move this bar so it's right in the middle, okay, not touching either gear for the ribbon drive, so it has to be in neutral. And then you tighten the screw again, and that'll put you right in the middle. Right. So here's engaging one side, we're engaging the other side, and I want to make sure. Okay. All right, and then that is in the neutral position. Let's take a look and see what it does now. Okay. So now both of these in the neutral position, which is right in between left and right, both of these should turn, and they do. So that's what we wanted. So let's pretend we didn't do that, and we have to get everything wound to one side. So we're going to wind this. I'm going to wind this one, since it already has most of the ribbon. So underneath here there's a little knurled spot, and that's perfect for your hand to go on, your finger, and you just start winding. Now this is an old ribbon, so I don't care how it winds, it's all wadded up, but we'll get it off of there. We just want to clear off one spool, because if you have 2 spools, A lot of them don't have any. And what I should have done is unclip this to get the ribbon off of there, but it's so brittle that it just split, tore off. But that's how you do that. If you haven't seen them before, that's it. Most of you guys have seen all this stuff before, and this is really old information for you, but you might get something out of the video. I'm finding out new stuff all the time. So there's the old one, and in the instruction booklet it says throw it away, but don't throw it away. That would be bad. These things are kind of hard to find anymore, these spools. All right, so here is one of the new spools with the clip and the ribbon. Very inky, so I'm going to stop the video for a second. I'm going to get on some gloves because I don't want to have ink on my hands for a week, and you might do the same when you're doing this, so I'll be right back. Okay, here's the ribbon again. I just took this wire off that I used to hold it together so it doesn't unravel in the package. So let's see if we can thread this through, and a little bit of fussing and fighting, it'll make it through. Now I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm not a professional on any of this. I've just been doing this for a little while and found a few things that work on these Olivers, so go easy on me when you ask questions. I can answer a lot of them, but I'm still learning just like everybody. I just do this as a hobby. All right, so now we're to the point where I wanted to show you what I'm doing. So I just set the ribbon in, and this one is actually for the left side, and you can see that slit. It goes over there, but we'll pretend this will go for the right side too. So it'll be angled like this, so you slide that ribbon through, and then you stretch it and you go through underneath the type bars. And we're not going to hook it on the ribbon vibrator yet. We're going to go to the other side and we're going to wind it up, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. So we're going to go through this way. See if I can feed it through. So make sure it's not twisted, make sure it's flat. And we're just going to wind it on here. Okay, take the clip, just slide it over. You see what I'm doing there? Once I show you what I'm doing, I do it a little funky, so I have to do it over here. Okay. All right, I'll wind it a little bit. Make sure it's not twisted. Now, I thought it made a difference, but I looked in the book and it really doesn't. And what I'm talking about is, so again, you'll have this little hole, and there's a little tiny peg off to one side, and just slip that over there. I'm sure you'll see it. And then, okay, so it really doesn't matter if it goes this way or this way. It's personal preference. But as long as this side bends this way and that side bends, you just don't want it twisted like that. So that's it. So now I'm going to put that ribbon in this little slit here on both sides. Make sure that's in, and it looks like it is. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Now it's in neutral, so I can pull a little extra ribbon if I want to. And I'm going to go like this, and you have to push the ribbon up a little farther than you think, because there's this little finger has a loop underneath. You need to catch the ribbon, lock the ribbon in there. Okay, and then to see if that works, give it a pull. And that's why it's so important when you're looking for these Olivers. If you want them to work and you just don't want them to be decoration, then you need to make sure that ribbon vibrator is good, because that's one of the hardest things to find, is a good ribbon vibrator if yours is missing or something's happened to it. And then if they're pinched together a little bit, you can take a small screwdriver and very, very, very carefully, just be super careful. You can lift these up just a little bit, but they are made out of spring steel, so they will snap if you go too far with them. In neutral, and then, okay, so it's driving. So when you put it in the left, it drives to the left. Put it on the right side and it drives to the right. So there's that little bit of information. Okay, so then on your ribbon covers, if you're lucky enough to have those, this wide piece goes in the back, and you'll see that, but I'm just telling you, just so you know. And then this little piece goes up front, and there's that little little notch. So you put this on the notch, and this one just falls in. Some of them snap on, and some of them are more loose than that. These are just happen to be a little looser. So there's that little notch, and the big piece, big wedge in the back, that's where the ribbon goes on this side. And then there's that, and it's all done. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see if I can answer it. Like I say, I'm just a hobbyist, and I've really found an affinity. I really like these Olivers, so I've learned quite a bit about them. I can always learn more. If you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know. I'd be glad to put it on a video so we could show everybody else, or yeah, so that's it. Not a lot to it, a few tricky things. And then the adjustment for this, that's kind of cool. I have not had one that was out of adjustment like that, so it took me about 5 or 10 minutes to figure out what was wrong and how to fix that. So there's that little bit. Hopefully everything else is working on your machine. And these instruction manuals do help. So they're on eBay. I don't know who sells them, but they're kind of cool. This is an original, and I got that with a bunch of Oliver paperwork, and these are kind of neat little cards. And you can see, I always wondered why the keyboards were different on these things, but you can tell it's for the lumberman's keyboard, and it has a lot of fractions on there. This one is real estate. I've seen a couple Olivers with a big Z over the G, and I wondered what that was, and then I got this stuff, and it answers that question. And I just picked one up that has a medical keyboard, and so it's got this 3 above the F, and then the RX, and a couple little different things. So they're kind of neat. But anyway, so that's it. I hope this helps. This video helps with your installation of the ribbon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. All right, I just wanted to add one more thing. I use the all black ribbons because they seem to last longer. If you put your Oliver up on a shelf and you don't use it for a while, or in a display case, or wherever you put it, if you don't use it for a while, my personal discovery was when I had a multicolor ribbon, I'd go to use it and it was dry. And the all black ones seem to last a little longer. So that's why I use and I sell all black ribbon. Very seldom do you really ever use the red. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I found that they just don't last as long as the black or all one color. Oliver 9s and up use the 9/16. The other thing is you want to make sure to put the red on the bottom, and that's one of the things that they talked about again in the book. So put the red on the bottom, and that's the way it's supposed to be. If you use a 1/2 inch ribbon instead of the 9/16, you might have a situation where when you go to type and you're using a bichrome ribbon, you'll have almost all of a letter one color, and the bottom little bit or the top little bit of the letter will be either red or black. Just 2 things that I thought of after I got the video done, so I'm going to put them in. All right, guys, thanks for watching.